of the way and introducing this important resolution. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. I'm Supervisor Christina Olagi. I represent District 5, and we're very proud to be here. I'm joined by my colleague, David Campos, members of the Last Closet, and two people who I've just been introduced to this morning. This gentleman was a former 49ers player. I'm not sure what position.
Running back.
Running back. And you, sir?
Sid Ziegler from Mountain Sports.
Oh, nice. So we're just very proud to be able to be here to introduce a resolution today urging the commissioners of men's sports to publicly support LGBT athletes. That being said, when you go to our Giants ballpark, you can see an old-timer plaque that says, "Baseball is democracy in action." In it, all men are free and equal, regardless of race, nationality, and creed. Today, sadly, that does not speak to all of us. This is especially true for the professional athletes who spend their careers in what we're referring to as the last closet, never free, never able to be a valued teammate, respected and important, not only for the skills they bring to the diamond, but for who they are.
Thank you very much. Good morning. I want to begin by thanking my colleague, Supervisor Christina Olagi, for authoring this resolution and for her leadership on this very important issue. We're going to hear from a number of folks who have been working on this objective of trying to end homophobia in men's sports. I also want to recognize former Mayor Art Agnos, who has been an ally of the LGBT community for all these years, and for his work to fight this issue. You know, I stand before you today as an openly gay man who is very proud of our home team. As San Franciscans, we have been celebrating what the Giants have been able to accomplish in the last 2 years, 2 world championships in 24 months. It's pretty impressive. But I think that what Supervisor Olagi said is very true, which is that for those of us in the LGBT community, as we see and celebrate the work of the athletes tomorrow, there is no openly gay athlete that we can point to and say, you know, that's a member of our community.
Thank you. Thanks all for being here. It's a great turnout, and I'm very proud of our city. They've always been in the forefront of LGBT issues, as has our distinguished former mayor, Art Agnos, who generated this idea via a letter that he wrote with his former speechwriter, Larry, and Larry's last name is Bush. I just got that today. Art had called me to say he had an epiphany while watching the World Series, thinking, because we had talked about this project, thinking, wow, now is the time to strike. Now would be a great time for the city to come out in favor of a pro-athlete, a pro-gay athlete coming out. And he called and said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Are you kidding?" I almost keeled over with delight. And he started the ball rolling. And I thank the supervisors Olagi and Supervisors Campos, for actually taking the ball and run, because this happened in the last 4 days, all of it. So I really appreciate your hard work.
Well, what Fawn didn't tell you is that, you know, I've been a coach most of my life, so I'll try to keep the story short and hit the high points if I possibly can. And I kind of want to just lay a little groundwork about where we are at this moment in time, because this is really, really important. I mean, not only has this been a great week with the Giants, with the 49ers kicking Arizona all over the place Monday night, you know, doing this today. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just a great week for the city, I think. I really do. So laying the groundwork, you know, 10 years ago, we started the sports project at NCLR. Now, I was an NCAA athletic director for 12 years. I was a national championship basketball coach in North Carolina the same year that Jim Valvano won at North Carolina State. Anybody old enough to remember that college team? That was a great team. Okay, let's get off of basketball. And so looking at the groundwork now, what's happened in the last just 2 to 3 years is a lot of organizations have kind of popped up, that's saying it very casually, but have have come into being, and they're able to really work in the different areas that need work on homophobia in sports.
Hard to beat. He knows everything and everybody. Wow. I guess there are just a couple things that I want to say about this. And the first is how fitting it is that San Francisco and the people of San Francisco are the first ones to really step up to the plate on this. Because I think that the people of San Francisco and the city understand that though they've won a championship, it takes something very different to be a champion. Being a champion is not about winning championships. It's not about what you do on the field or on the court. It's what you do for other people. And it's how you accept other people. And you can win all the championships you want, but you can't be a champion until you are a champion for someone else. And to see the city of San Francisco in the wake of another amazing World Series win, to step up to the plate 2 days later and take the step is pretty fantastic. And I think it really sends that message. At Outsports, we've been reporting on this issue for 12 years.
Words.
Hey, it was quick getting me up here, that's for sure. What a joy to be back in San Francisco, and also to be associated with the Last Closet. I thought the Last Closet for me was when I spoke out in 1975, December 1975. And that might really seem naive to a lot of people, but that's how I kind of felt at the time. I was a real simple guy, and it was just a natural reaction. I was kind of reacting like breaking the wedge on the football field, which I had 10 years of experience doing, which is kind of a crazy thing to do. And if I probably thought about it more, it might have been a crazy thing to do what I did then. It's appropriate being back here in San Francisco where I knew people like Harvey Milk and Glenn Burke. And it might be, Harvey always said you had to give people hope, and someone like Glenn Burke never had much hope. All he got was discrimination and really hate from the crowd by his managers, both Tommy Lasorda and Sparky Anderson, and of course it wasn't unusual. Whereas Tommy Lasorda would deny his own son about being gay when that news all broke.
Are there any questions of anybody, any of the speakers? Yes.
Yeah, this is for just anybody who wants to answer it. One of the things that's never talked about, a fear that might be holding some athletes back, is the fear of becoming a distraction to their team. And as you create a campaign like this could be seen as amplifying that risk. Could you address that?
Sid, do you want to address that? You've written a lot about that, so why don't you go ahead?
Athletes can be a distraction to a team.